Oops. Hello. Uh, this is Unit 5, and we're going to talk about social media and digital citizenship for both young children as well as young adolescents. Just so you know, I'm using Screencast-O-Matic, and this is a tool that you can use as well. It is free. First of all, how do we make informed decisions regarding technology use in schools? I feel like that is the big question for all teachers who are using any type of digital technology. Remember how we talked about TPAC, technological, pedagogical content knowledge. I think, again, this is a very useful framework for you to keep in mind so that you can practice thinking strategically about how to integrate technology with your pedagogy and your content. So again, I think this is a very useful tool as you make these decisions with your technology. Now, one area that keeps coming up is concerns about screen time. I hear this from teachers, I hear this from parents. They're very interested in any kind of guiding principles about screen time and what they should and should not be doing with their students or with their children, even at home from a parent's point of view. Well, we've done the research on this particular topic, and a lot of organizations are recommending that child care settings limit screen time for preschoolers. And here we're talking about ages 2 through 5, and they want to limit that to less than 1 hour per day. And the main concern with the screen time for this age group is surrounding food and beverage marketing, and then also about the total amount of overall screen time that kids this age might be involved in. But we do know that the definition of screen time has evolved. So screen time no longer just involves passive viewing, which originally that was what people thought about when they thought about screen time. But now it's not just passive viewing. Screen time can also involve very interactive play, movement, a lot of different interactivity for our young students. And I think you might remember that one video that we showed you earlier about the kindergarten students using iPads. It was very active, and they were outside in nature. They were doing a lot of activities. So screen time is not just passive viewing. I think a key issue with social media is that it is possible for teachers to use certain types of social media, for example, Twitter or KidBlog, to safely let students share information with the world. Young kids are very interested in letting their ideas get out and making these connections to global settings. So if you can introduce that in a safe way into your classroom, I think it serves as a motivator for students. It also broadens their worlds. Now, in terms of teen use, the latest research from Pew says that 92% of the teens are using the internet daily. And here you can see the percentage of all teens 13 to 17 who use these various sites. I was kind of surprised that kids are still using Facebook, because we always say that Facebook is for the old people. At least that's what my 16-year-old son says. He does use Instagram and Snapchat. With this particular study, we did see another breakdown that the wealthier teens are using Instagram and Snapchat, and lower SES students are more likely to use Facebook. I have no idea what the difference is for that and why that divides along SES lines, but the Pew research did report that. This slide is from Common Sense Media, and here you can see that tweens use 6 hours average daily use, and the teens are using 9 hours average daily use, media use. They're calling multitasking the new normal. There's lots of controversy about this. Some folks think multitasking is great. Some folks think that multitasking is terrible. It's kind of hard to escape multitasking in the fast-paced world that we live in. But teens do use media while they're studying, and most think it has no effect on the quality of their work. And of course, that is up for debate. So here are some of the principles we want to use to guide our thinking as literacy teachers. I think the bottom line is you want to make sure that technology and media are not harming students. So you have to always be mindful of that. And it's very important to use developmentally appropriate practices, how we use technology, as well as the tools that we're using. And we do know, based on some research, that technology and media can enhance children's cognitive and social abilities if it is used strategically from the teacher. Interactions with technology and media should be playful and support creativity and exploration for all kids of all ages. With our younger kids, you certainly can use it for pretend play and active play and a lot of outdoor activities, as we had seen in that earlier video that we showed you a few weeks ago. Another area that probably is underutilized is how it can be effective for dual language learners. But there are a lot of programs out there where you can use technology for dual language learners. I mean, even something as simple as VoiceThread is a great tool for your ELLs. Finally, digital citizenship is not something for just teenagers. It should also be used at a very early age. So from a very beginning, start educating your students about what is appropriate and what is not appropriate when you're online, how to conduct yourself in an ethical way online. Certainly cyberbullying, calling attention to that and showing how harmful that can be, and make sure that your students don't get involved with that. And if someone is being bullied, that they know what to do and how to report that. So the bottom line, we want to discourage passive and non-interactive uses of technology and media with students. The more active you can get them with the technology, obviously it's better for everyone all around. I think being intentional, especially thinking about how things are developmentally appropriate, is key for teachers. You want to model that and also educate your parents about that issue. And the bottom line is we need a balance of activities. As with anything, we need a balance of activities for students to support active, hands-on, creative, and authentic engagement with the technology. Now, you're gonna move through this PowerPoint and go on to some other activities for Unit 5. So you may have some questions, and we'll have some ways for you to ask each other questions and report out what you are learning in this particular unit. I hope this has been helpful.